Hello everyone. Now the next point, that is reactions of anisole. In the last lecture we completed reactions of aliphatic ether. Now reaction of aromatic ether. So which type of reactions are shown by this aromatic ether? It is anisole. Anisole means benzene ring is attached to OCH3. Okay, mostly it undergoes electrophilic substitution reaction. Electrophilic substitution reaction means what? One electrophile is replaced by another electrophile. One electrophile is replaced by another electrophile. And what is electrophile? Positively charged ion. So one positively charged ion is replaced by another positive ion. See, why does it undergo electrophilic substitution reaction? The reason is it is difficult to remove this OCH3. Okay, this carbon is sp2 hybridized, means this bond length is shorter, means this bond is stronger and it is difficult to break. So instead of removing or replacing this OCH3 group by any other functional group, it provides its hydrogen at ortho and para position, and substitution takes place at ortho and para position. Now why ortho and para position? So in 11th also we have discussed resonance structure, nature of this OCH3. OCH3 is electron donating group. I told you one trick how to find whether it is electron donating or withdrawing. Benzene ring is attached to oxygen. Oxygen have lone pairs of electrons and oxygen is attached to CH3 group, and carbon is less electronegative than oxygen. So carbon doesn't demand electrons. Carbon doesn't withdraw electrons from oxygen. So oxygen have choice to pass its electron to benzene ring. So oxygen gives electron to benzene ring. See, resonance is observed in this manner. So what do we get? We get structure like this. See the movement. Here we have not done any change. So write it first as it is. Here double bond is formed. So we get OCH3 plus, and this bond breaks. So this electron pair goes to this carbon. Always negative charge is developed on alternate carbon, and I told you no one wants to carry negative charge. So as soon as they get negative charge, they pass to next carbon. So this next atom. So here a new bond is going to form. To maintain its tetravalency, this bond, this carbon breaks its partnership with this carbon, and we get the structure here same as it is, no change. It has given its electron, so it gets positive charge. Here no change, so keep it as it is. Now due to this attack, a new bond is formed between these two, and this bond breaks, so negative charge is developed here. Now this negative charge attacks on this carbon and it is broken in this way. It breaks like this. And we get another resonating structure. This is OCH3 plus. As it is, a new bond is formed between these two. This bond breaks. See, after this carbon, alternate carbon. After this, skip this carbon. On this carbon, we get negative charge. And now aromatization is completed. So this negative charge attacks here, and oxygen takes back its electron pair, and we get the structure as OCH3. A new bond is formed here. These two bonds as it is. If we compare first and last structure, all bonds have been shuffled. Single bond becomes double and double bond becomes single. See here double, here it is single. Single becomes double, double, single, and so on. Okay. So resonance stabilization. See, now when this anisole reacts with some reagent, say it's halogenation reaction. So where to add that incoming halogen? That is decided by this OCH3. Incoming group is positively charged. So benzene should offer electrons to that. Which carbons are electron rich in this anisole? So that is observed with the help of this resonating structure. See, with respect to this OCH3, this is ortho position, this is para position, and this is ortho position. So if we observe this resonance structure, ortho and para positions are electron rich. It means they can provide electrons to incoming electrophile. So OCH3 in anisole is ortho-para directing. Okay, so always we get products as ortho and para substituted anisole. And of course, which is major? Para. Yes, due to less steric hindrance, less crowding, para is stable. Now what are the reactions shown by these anisoles that we will discuss? Only 3 reactions are there. One is bromination, second is nitration, and third one is Friedel-Crafts reaction. Okay, so first reaction, that is bromination reaction or halogenation reaction. Bromination or halogenation reaction. So here this anisole OCH3, it reacts with Br2. Solvent used is CH3COOH. No role of acetic acid, does not participate in the reaction. It is just a medium to carry out that reaction. So orthohydrogen as well as parahydrogen, they are replaced by Br, and we get the product. We get mixture of ortho bromo anisole. We get mixture of ortho bromo anisole and para bromo anisole. Okay, ortho bromo anisole and para bromo anisole. Byproduct is HBr. They have not shown in your textbook. You can write, no problem. Plus HBr. Second reaction they have shown, that is nitration. Nitration, that is introduction of NO2 group. Yes. And what is the source of NO2 group? It is nitrating mixture. And what is nitrating mixture? Mixture of concentrated HNO3 and concentrated H2SO4. H2SO4. So these two acids, they react with each other and they produce NO2 group, and that NO2 have positive charge. So NO2 goes to ortho position as well as it goes to para position. So OCH3, and here also NO2. Byproduct formed in the reaction is H2O. Again, para nitroanisole is major product. Clear these two reactions? One is bromination, Br goes to ortho and para position, and nitration, so NO2 group goes to ortho and para position. Nitration is done by using nitrating mixture. Bromination is done by using Br2 in presence of CH3COOH. Okay, and the last reaction of this lesson, that is Friedel-Crafts reaction. So Friedel-Crafts have given two reactions. One is Friedel-Crafts alkylation and other is Friedel-Crafts acylation reaction. So Friedel-Crafts reaction. Friedel-Crafts reaction. So Friedel-Crafts, number one, alkylation reaction. Alkylation, introduction of alkyl group. So anisole reacts with alkyl group. We have to introduce, means what's the source of alkyl group? Is methyl chloride or methyl bromide, alkyl halide. Friedel-Crafts reaction is always carried out in presence of Lewis acid, that is anhydrous LCl3. So one H and this Cl, they combine to form HCl. So CH3 becomes plus, H is removed as H plus, H plus is replaced by CH3 plus, and we get the product as this. Methyl group goes to ortho position as well as it goes to para position. So it is named in terms of toluene as orthomethoxytoluene and paramethoxytoluene, or we can call it as orthomethyl anisole, paramethyl anisole. Okay, and the second reaction, that is acylation reaction. Friedel-Crafts acylation. Acylation means introduction of acyl group. And what is acyl group? RCO group. And how do we get this RCO group? By using RCOCl. So this Cl combines with H of benzene ring, and that H is replaced by RCO group. So the product formed in the reaction is here OCH3 reacts with R. We will replace this R by CH3. CH3 is COCl, that is acetyl chloride. Again reaction takes place in presence of anhydrous AlCl3. Again this orthohydrogen and chlorine combine to form HCl. And see, valency of this carbon becomes free. So this carbon were to attach to benzene ring. Many times you people make mistake of attaching that group. Okay, what is expected? COCH3. This is expected. Sometimes some students they write it as CH3CO, which is obviously wrong. Check, this carbon becomes pentavalent and this carbon is still trivalent. 1, 2, 3, right? And see, this carbon have formed 5 bonds, 3 with hydrogen, 1 with this carbon benzene ring, 1 with this. So this is absolutely wrong. Remember this. Which carbon's valence is free? This carbonyl carbon. So that group were to attach to benzene ring. So here we get COCH3 at ortho position. And similarly, COCH3 is introduced at para position. Okay. Plus HCl is the byproduct. This is named as orthomethoxy acetophenone, name of this substance. Phenone, it's a ketone. This is acid group. When methyl group is attached to C double bond O, we call it as acid. And this is phenyl ring, phenyl ketone. So phenone, O-N-E, ending letters, ketone. So at ortho position there is methoxy. So how is it named? Orthomethoxy acetophenone. Similarly, para-methoxy acetophenone. Orthomethoxy acetophenone and para-methoxy acetophenone. That's all reaction parts of ether, and thus we have completed our lesson alcohols, phenols and ethers. A last point, that is uses of these 3 substances. First, alcohol. Methanol used as solvent in different industries. Ethanol is used as antifreeze agent. It is used as alcoholic beverage. It is also used as solvent. These are uses of alcohol. Second, alcohol, after that phenol. So uses of phenol. Phenol, this is one very important use of phenol. We will discuss this in polymers also. Phenol and formaldehyde, they combine with each other and they form one resin, one type of plastic which is called as bakelite. Pressure cooker handle or these switches, these are made up of this bakelite. So bakelite is prepared with the help of formaldehyde and phenol. Phenol formaldehyde resin is called as bakelite. So in the preparation of that bakelite, phenol is used. One more use of this phenol. Phenol is used as antiseptic as well as disinfectant. We studied chemistry in everyday life. So phenol is used as antiseptic. If any wound is there to prevent infection in it, it can be applied. As well as for floor cleaning purpose, this phenol can be used at higher concentration. So phenol is used as antiseptic as well as disinfectant. Okay, bakelite preparation, antiseptic, disinfectant. And last, ethers. So diethyl ether they have given. Diethyl ether is also used as solvent in many chemical reactions like Grignard's reagent. We do reactions of Grignard's reagent in presence of dry ether, or Wood's reaction is carried out in presence of dry ether. So it is used as solvent in many reactions. It is used as solvent in industry. It's an industrial solvent. Also, it is used to give anesthesia at a time of surgery. So diethyl ether was used to give anesthesia during surgery. Okay, these are all uses of alcohols, phenols and ethers. That's all. We have completed our second lesson.